And I'm very pleased to say that my first guest for my first show of the year is the Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese. Thank you so much for your time.
Good afternoon, Erin. Good to be with you.
There is so much to get through, as always. But first, I just wanted to thank you very sincerely. You were one of the first people, if not the first, to call me after Dad passed away to check in and to pass on your condolences, which meant a lot, not just to me, but to my family as well. And I think you'll be doing something special for Dad at Parliament House on Monday.
Well, firstly, Erin, my sincere condolences, not just to yourself, but to your entire family, and to the many, many friends of your dear father, Jim, on his passing. He had my utmost respect. We had different politics, but we got on very well, and I always was prepared to listen to him and read what his thoughts were, because he always spoke with a sense of clarity, a sense of purpose, and that depth that only comes from experience. And to serve in the Australian Defence Force, not just here, but in PNG, in Indonesia, Timor-Leste, the Solomons, and of course Iraq, serving his country was an extraordinary effort, and he deserves the utmost respect for that. But then to, much later in life, at a time when most people are thinking of putting their feet up, to choose to go into the Senate as a senator from New South Wales in order to further his public contribution shows a real depth of character. And on Monday at 2 o'clock, at the beginning of question time, I'll move a condolence motion in your father. And I know we've had discussions about members of the family being there present in the gallery, and I'm sure it will be a time when the Parliament comes together as one to pay tribute to a great Australian.
Yeah, I know that will mean a lot to him, and I know that will mean a lot to our family as well. So thank you so much, Prime Minister. Now, there is plenty to get to, including today's National Cabinet meeting. But first, I wanted to talk to you about something that Dad was very passionate about, and that was national security. This week, an American four-star general said the US could be at war with China by 2025. 2 days ago, Taiwan deployed forces after Chinese aircraft and ships crossed a boundary line separating the two nations. War in this region would involve us whether we like it or not. Is Australia capable right now of defending its shores?
Well, quite clearly, Australia needs to be in a stronger position in the future than we find ourselves today. That's why we're doing the Defence Strategic Review being undertaken by Angus Houston and Stephen Smith that the government will be releasing in coming months. It's why we're determined to upgrade our security with that capacity-based mechanism. Not talking about just how many dollars, talking about where are our assets? Are they the right assets in order to defend ourselves in 2023 and beyond? So you've already seen substantial announcements from the Commonwealth in areas such as increased missile defence capability, but we'll have more announcements arising out of the review. Of course, the AUKUS arrangements are progressing, and we continue to undertake cooperative discussions with the United Kingdom and the United States. We've said we want to finalise some of those arrangements by the first quarter of this year, by the end of March. But also, of course, those arrangements aren't just about nuclear subs. They're about interoperability of our defence assets. They're about making sure that we are in a position to defend the region. But we also know that defence isn't just about defence assets. It's also about relations in the region. And that's why my visit to Papua New Guinea, somewhere very familiar to your father, of course, was so important. And the agreement to have an upgraded security pact there, the security agreement that we signed with Vanuatu, the return of Kiribati to the Pacific Island Forum, all of these measures and diplomatic actions, because the objective should be, of course, always to avoid war. I want peace and security in the region, and that's my motivation behind not just our defence policy, but our foreign policy as well.